Welcome back. Facebook used to be made of corporate Teflon. Not anymore. Tonight, the outrage continues to grow over the misuse of the private information of tens of millions of Facebook users. The New York Times and The Observer report British data analysis company Cambridge Analytica was behind the data grab, a company that's already been under fire. Cambridge Analytica has said in the past that it helped Donald Trump win the White House. And in the midst of all this, no one's heard from the man behind Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. Within the past few hours, he finally addressed the situation in a statement post on Facebook. Naturally, Zuckerberg writes in part, quote, "We have a responsibility to protect your data, and if we can't, then we don't deserve to serve you. I've been working to understand exactly what happened and how to make sure this doesn't happen again. We need to step up and do it," end quote. But when he says protect our data, what does he mean? Because as many of us are learning, the very business model of Facebook and many other free businesses online is to sell your data. So what does Facebook have on us, and how easy is it for other companies to gain this information?
This morning, Facebook users sounding off.
Facebook leading the sell-off.
Facebook, which had its worst day since 2014.
We, the users, give our data away to Facebook.
Facebook under fire on news the profiles of millions of people were used without their permission by a company that worked on the 2016 Trump campaign.
It's been a rough week for Facebook. For many, it's gone from best friend to boogeyman. Let's start with something simple. What information does Facebook know about you?
Thanks to a solid tip from BuzzFeed, you can download pretty much anything that Facebook has on you. All you got to do is go to Settings, then you go to General, and at the bottom it says Download a copy of your Facebook data. Click that, click Download Archive. In your report from Facebook, you'll have information on About Me, account status history, active sessions, ads clicked, address, ad topics, alternate name, apps, birthday visibility, chat, check-ins, connections, credit cards, currency, current city, date of birth, deleted friends, education, emails, events, facial recognition data, family, favorite quotes, followers, following, friends, friend requests, friends, gender, groups, hidden from the news, hometown IP addresses, last location, likes on other posts, likes on your posts from others, likes on other sites, linked accounts, locale, logins, logouts, messages, name changes, networks, notes, notification settings, pages you admin, pending friend requests, phone numbers, photos, photo metadata, physical tokens, pokes, political views, post by you, post by others, post to others, privacy settings, recent activities, registration date, religious views, removed friends, screen names, searches, shares, spoken languages, status updates, work, vanity URL, videos. And I think that's it.
I can understand Facebook has all this stuff on me. I gave it to them, mostly. But what shocks so many people is they aren't the only ones with this info.
You're not only signing away the rights to your data, but in the case of Cambridge Analytica, it turns out you could also be signing away the rights to your friend's data as well.
Aaron McCain is a former Hamlin professor, political speechwriter, and current Twin Cities author working on a book about big data and your privacy.
So you're telling me that Facebook is not the company in the window front, which we see it as a way to connect with grandma and our old friends,
right,
and see what kind of they're doing. Facebook's really a marketing company that sells our interests and personal data to companies to make money.
Yeah, it's an information broker, right? And so it just depends on what that marketer wants.
Can the companies really say, well, you said okay on the consent agreement? And it's like, who sits down and reads this language?
I agree on that. And I think the problem is the genie is so out of the bottle, I don't think you can kind of put it back in. So because,
what do you mean?
Well, for instance, it's not just Netflix, and it's not just Redbox, and it's not just Amazon, and it's not just
Google,
Target,
Apple,
and Google, and Best Buy, and your local grocery store. I mean, every part of the digital economy is based on this idea that what is more valuable than what you're doing at that moment is how they can predict what you're going to be doing at another moment. And that raises two questions. The first is, what are they doing with that data? And the second is, how accurate is it?
So what do you do?
I think it requires education. If you don't have an understanding that you are being specifically targeted in political contexts, that is a new danger. And I think the only way to get any sort of real change is at a local level, educating the public about what's happening, and then encouraging them state by state to sort of say, this is what we want, this is what we don't want.
All right, so there's the conversation. So what can you do about what Facebook releases about you? Well, you can go to your Facebook page and click Settings. This is simple. Then Apps. Here you can see what third-party apps have given access to some of your information. You can edit that information, you can edit what goes out, or you can just delete that access altogether. So Settings and Apps.
Now I know you could be an auctioneer, the fast talking there, but you were trying to prove a point of all this is out there, and that's why you went through the entire list.
Yeah, it was a little egregious borderline obnoxious, but that's the point. I think we all gloss this stuff over, right? When you
Right.
click OK, you give access to all that stuff to certain companies,
Right.
or you did at least, and we wanted to make a point.
And I have to say real quick, my Facebook was recently hacked, and I didn't realize how vulnerable it was until everything was sort of locked up, and I kind of dove into all the layers of security, realizing, wow, I was lax on this, and again, what is my role in securing my own privacy? So,
Well, I guess
yeah.
I'm curious what you think about this next question,
Okay.
because there are like growing calls for us to just get out of this mess and just drop Facebook altogether. A lot of people are saying this on Twitter today. The WhatsApp co-founder, Brian Acton, told his followers to delete Facebook, saying, quote, "It is time." And it's an interesting move coming from a man who made some serious bank thanks to Facebook, which bought WhatsApp for $16 billion in 2014. I think he got 3 or 4 billion of that, so he's got some
Wow.
coin. I wonder why he's turning on it. Maybe it's just he thought his data was safe, or I don't know.
yeah, I think Facebook is here to stay for a while longer. That's just my opinion. It's so integrated into our lives. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. But people are moving to other platforms, and we'll just have to see how it goes from here. But what a week for Facebook.
I agreed.
Whew. All right. Well, before the break, here are some of your thoughts on the Facebook data leak and logging out for good.